The US and Britain launched strikes against sites linked to the Houthi movement in Yemen on Thursday, the first on the country since the group started targeting international shipping in the Red Sea late last year. Russia condemned the attacks, calling these attacks irresponsible, an irresponsible adventure that risked sowing chaos across West Asia.
Consequences were promised and delivered as the US and Britain launched airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. The strikes come in response to group attack on ships in the Red Sea. Last month, the United States formed a coalition of more than 20 nations called Operation Prosperity Guardian to respond to the Houthi attacks on ships in the Red Sea and vowed to eliminate all the targets. The White House stated that the airstrikes were a direct response to unprecedented Houthi attacks on international maritime vessels since last November. The strikes were carried out by aircraft, ship and submarine. UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirmed that the Royal Air Force participated in the attacks. He said in a statement, "The United Kingdom will always stand up for freedom of navigation and the free flow of trade." The US said Australia, Bahrain, Canada and the Netherlands supported the operation. President Joe Biden cautioned in a statement that he would not hesitate to further take action if needed. Australian Defence Minister stated that the actions are about maintaining freedom of navigation on the high seas.
Australia's support of these actions came in the form of personnel in the operational headquarters. These are very important actions. The actions that have been taken today, supported by Australia, are about maintaining freedom of navigation on the high seas. They are about maintaining global trade. And that is completely central to Australia's national interest.
Japan also supported the US and British actions, condemning Houthi forces for violating the free passage of ships in the region.
Japan condemns the Houthi forces' continued actions that violate rights and free passage of vessels around Arabian Peninsula, including the Red Sea.
Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia called for restraint and urged avoiding escalation in response to the airstrikes. Russia has asked an urgent meeting of the United Nations Security Council to discuss military strikes on Yemen by the United States.
We strongly condemn these irresponsible actions by the United States and its allies. A large-scale military escalation in the Red Sea region could undermine the positive trends that have emerged recently in the Yemeni settlement process, as well as provoke a destabilization of the situation throughout the Middle East.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken also discussed the situation in the Red Sea over the phone. The Houthi attacks have disrupted international commerce, forcing international shipping to take the long route around South Africa to avoid being struck. Western nations hope that the strikes could halt further escalation by Houthi fighters in the Red Sea.